Hi, everybody. How are you doing today? We're doing a little handicapping 101 from our sheets. We're just looking at a race from the 13th of September at Delaware Park, as you can see where my mouse is here. Um, and again, we're just going to kind of run through it. I don't remember exactly how it finished, but we'll take a look at it and look it up real quick. But what I wanted to do is just give you kind of a basic of what I look at and how I handicap my sheets myself. So, one of the things that I like to do first is I'm going to take a look at the conditions of the race. So I come over here and it's a mile race for $4,000, and I think it's important to note that we've got a dirt track over here, so we want to take a look at that. And then we've also got different distances in your last distance field. So, we there's no way, because horses that run, let's say at 6 furlongs, right here, their number is going to be faster, as you can see here, in most cases, because the race is shorter. Horses are running harder, they're running faster, they're more all out instead of trying to conserve energy for the long run. I think I did a blog on that. So this is a great example actually for that, and how I look at a race. So we've got a dirt track, we've got a mile claiming race for 4,000. Here's your class over here, so you can see if anybody's taken a large class drop. The 5 technically is, but it was back here in on 610. So, I'll weigh that, but to me, is it a big class drop? I'm going to take a look and see. Okay, here's Bella Proud. It's got another race down here. It was more recent on 813 at a mile, so that's a good thing. But she really didn't get very good or great numbers. It was at 10 grand. So she is. People will think, hey, are we taking a class trip or not? Well, this is kind of a flat 10,000 race, and this is a 4,000 non-winners of 2 this year. Here's a non-winners of 1, excuse me, this year. So to me, that's normally a little bit stronger in that case. So, but anyway, classes are getting really close with all the casinos and everything. The pools and the pots that the horses are able to win, the purses, that's the word I'm looking for. They're a lot closer and worth a lot more money for lower class races. So, sometimes it gets a little tougher. But anyway, so then I outlook who's been at the track. So I know, and then I run a little highlighter. So this has been at the track. This has been at the track. And then I come over here and see, okay, well, do we have any large separations? A 138 and a 135, pretty close, not really a large separation. However, their separation's pretty good over the 1, Zafiro Azul, and Bella, and then there's a good separation to Bella Proud, the 5. So these are the top 3 horses for me that I would take into consideration in this race if I'm looking for a key horse or something like that, or maybe doing multiples or a trifecta or something of that nature. Now, it's horse racing. Anything down here could hit the board, but they've got kind of a nice separation, if you would, number-wise over everybody else. Okay? So if we're pretty close in number, I'm looking at these two. These are probably the ones that I'm going to take and find my top pick. And I think it ended up, let me look here. Yes, the 1 ended up being a pretty good favorite in this race, but he had a 127. So to me, on his best race, if everybody runs their best race, which doesn't always happen, then the 2 or the 6 is the winner to me. The deciding factor for me was this. We had a horse that had already run a mile or more. These guys were running at 6.5 and 6 furlongs. So although the number is close, Chapel Gap really had a much higher number because it was a longer race that he ran. So if they're close in number and they're running a mile or greater, and this guy just ran a mile or greater, these ones are shorter races. So remember, shorter races tend to get faster numbers. Doesn't mean they can't win going long, However, if you've got close numbers, I personally take the one that has the longer race with a close number. So 2 would have been my key horse in that race. And looking at the race, I'm looking on another screen here. It was Chapel Gap ended up winning. He was first. And second was the 3, Courtly Kitty. And third, or excuse me, second there. And third was the Hard Chalk, Zafiro Azul. So that just goes to show you, and that's where the Biz Speed Rating can separate things out for you. Even though you got a really hard chalk here, looks like he was running at a little bit higher class. You've got this one sitting right here that paid $20 to win. $20 to win, that was right there for you. So if you have close numbers like this, you've got to make the deciding factor on that. We don't believe in telling you, hey, this is the horse, or giving you 7 different numbers and say, hey, here are the contenders. Well, 7 out of 7 horses isn't really that strong. But this was here where we can separate, and you can make the decision on the one you like. What I'm trying to do is give you a little bit of tips of what I do and how I decipher it. But I will tell you, if you've got a longer race, you're running a longer race, and you've got a close number like these 2 here, the longer distance with a closer number usually is stronger. So we've got a $20 winner within our top 4 numbers. We've got the trifecta, we've got the exacta. It's pretty, and the superfecta actually. So that worked out pretty good. But anyway, that's just a quick rundown. I wanted to give you a little bit of look on how I look at things. I did not address the comments so much. We do have people asking us about comments. I do take them into account. In most cases, what I found is they really don't have a bearing on the race coming up. However, there are some that I do look at. If I see a steadied or a rank, I'll go rewatch that race on one of the services that you can rewatch, and to see how much it did affect that individual. Very wide at close. Well, I don't know if the race shaped up that way, if the jockey wanted him out there, or what have you. So I take a look at them, but I really don't, unless it's something that is very extreme. I don't let it change my mind in the handicapping. I go by the numbers and the distance as much as possible. I appreciate everybody. Thank you so much. Keep emailing in your questions to contact@bizspeedrating.com. We love to answer them. Have a great day, and thank you very much.